What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Bed Soldier, coming to you with another freaking video. This has been a very highly requested video from you guys. And this is pertaining to the OML, Order of Merit List, pertaining to ROTC and becoming an officer. This goes for ROTC, military academies, OCS, any officer training school, the Army, or actually the military in general. They always use an OML, like an Order of Merit List. Even when you go to Ranger School, they have some sort of OML. So, but this video is going to be pertaining to the Army or ROTC Order of Merit List. I got my notes here. As you can see, I will be pulling it up on the screen for you guys to follow along. I don't know how long this video is going to take. It may take a little while, so stay tuned and make sure y'all listening and paying attention. Now, I might not get everything right because obviously the OML is a computer generated thing and it's very technical. Even the people running it don't know how it works. Like, they know a lot more than me, but they still, when you ask them questions, they still don't know and understand how the computer calculates the numbers. And I'll show you guys here in a second when I explain, I think, one or two numbers that I got, and comparing to what you would think it would be, and it's not the outcome. But anyway, let's get right into this video on the OML. So, if you guys look, I graduated and commissioned into ROTC obviously a few weeks ago, which is in May. I graduated May 10th. So I'm in the class year group of FY19. So that's my OML model group. They're usually each year they try to improve on it, and it's different each year. Somewhat, not too much different, but it's usually slightly different here and there. So if you look on the screen, this is a copy of my year group. You see it's broken up into 3 categories. First category is going to be the academic outcomes. Second category is going to be leadership outcomes. Third category is going to be physical outcomes. So let's start with number 1, the academic outcomes. This is worth 40%. I say again, 40% of your total OML. And this includes your accessions GPA, your cumulative GPA through your junior year. So how the OML works, they calculate all your MS3 year, that's what you're graded on. So you can be a complete poop bag, your MS1 and 2 year, but you need to be a stud and kill it during your MS3 year. So that's how they calculate all your spring. Your fall and your spring of your MS3 year is what's calculated to get your OML and your camp scores as well. So, but you'll see here in a second. So anyway, your accessions GPA is worth 31 points by itself. So if you get a 4.0, you will get the full 31 points. I had a 3.86, and I think my points came out to like 25 or something. So you can see how the calculations was a little bit off. It's not 1 for 1. Like, I'll show you guys in a second when we get to the PT section, and you're gonna be flabbergasted. You're gonna be shocked to see how much points I got for the PT score that I got. Anyway, yeah, so if you get a 4.0, you get your full 31 points. Now, the reason why it's not 1 for 1, the OML is weighted. So the closer you are to a 4.0, the higher your score it will be weighed. But the lower you are, the less points you will get. So somebody that has like a 3.5, they're not gonna get, their points are gonna be very, very much lower than somebody that has like a 3.0 2.86 like me. But it still won't be close to the 31 points, because as far as like if I was to calculate 1 for 1 with a 3.86, I would think I should have been around, 28 points maybe. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I got like 24, 25 points or something. Anyway, next up on the list will be your academic discipline. So if you're a nursing major or engineering major or one of those STEM subjects, you get up to 4 points. I had a minor in geospatial. My major was digital arts, and it wasn't considered STEM, and that's pretty hard, a pretty tough subject in geospatial intelligence. But I still didn't get any STEM points. So you probably would need to be in one of those three, either computer science, engineering, or nursing. Anything to do with medical and computer science, you'll probably get close to the 4 points. Only nursing probably gets the 4 points, even because I've seen a computer science major and he still didn't even get 4 points. He got like 3, or I think 2.5 or something, 3 points. Yeah. Next up, under academic outcomes, will be your language and cultural awareness. Now, I first thought this is where this would be CULP. So CULP is the Cultural Understanding Learning program that I did, where you go to another country and you basically do a little mill-to-mill interaction for about a month with cadets all over the nation. You meet up, you go to different countries. I went to Europe, Paraguay. So I thought that when I did it, I thought it would go under those points, which I was completely wrong. That language/cultural awareness is pertaining to if you speak another language. So you guys that have prior military experience, if you have like language under your in your IPERMs, if you have you can speak another language and you have documentation for that, you will get those 5 points. I didn't, so I didn't get those 5 points. So anyway, number 2 will be leadership outcomes. So this is worth 45% of your total OML. Right? Now, this is where most of your points are going to come from. So you need to pay very careful attention and know that this is where you need to make up most of your points. And a lot of these points are going to come from your PMS. So if you look here, your PMS, experience-based observations. This is what your PMS has observed of you. Did you do Ranger PT? Were you on the Ranger Challenge team? What did you do to stand out for your PMS to observe and be like, wow, this is a good cadet. Like he stands out, he or she stands out. I like this cadet. Under there, you also see the MS3 Cadet OER. That's your PMS rating potential. So your PMS can give you up to 14 points. The way ours worked is our PMS just broke it down into tiers. So you had your top 10 in the battalion, your top 20 in the battalion, your top 30 in battalion or something like that. So it was like 3 or 4 blocks. He had like a top block, second highest block, middle block, and a bottom block. I was in the 3rd block, I think, because I wasn't in the bottom block, I wasn't in the top block, but I was like in the middle, somewhere in the middle. So that's where he had me. So I didn't get the full 14 points. I got about 7 or 9 points from the PMS. All right. So, and now you have your MS3 Cadet OER PMS ranking of performance. So that 14 points is your potential that the PMS thinks. Like I said, I got about 7 or 9 points. That was his potential rating, according to what he think, you can do as a leader. Your MS3 Cadet OER PMS rating, ranking of performance, that's your performance. That's where you ranked in the battalion. So like I said, I was in the middle. So I got about, out of that 7 points, because that's worth 7 points, I got about 3.5 for that one. Alright. Now, the next section in this part will be advanced camp performance. That is how you perform at camp. So this is all on you guys. Advanced camp, don't go there and slack off. Like, this is where you can make up a lot of points. Obviously, you know, there's things that you can't control as well. You can't control how these OTCs are gonna act. You can't control how they're gonna treat you, but your performance, you know, can, you know, deter that. Like, if you perform well, you get 300 PT score. You shoot, you know, expert in the range. You get all your points in land nav. They can't really hinder you on that. Like, the numbers speak for itself. So just go out there, do your best. All right, and you will get up to 15 points depending on how you do at camp. So I didn't do that bad. I got about 3/4 up to 15 points, maybe 10 or something, 10 or 12. I was in the top block, but I was in the next block after that. Recondo is if you do. There's different recondo numbers. Maybe I'll do another video on that. I don't want to go too much into that because this is already going to be a long video. But if you like a super soldier cadet and you killed it in every event, like being almost damn near perfect, you will get recondo. Not too many cadets get recondo. It's usually 1 or 2 per regiment. Our regiment, I don't even remember our regiment having a recondo. That's how hard it was. I was first regiment. I think maybe we did have one. I don't remember them giving out that award, so I don't remember. If you guys went to first reg, be comment in the blocks below if you know that if we got recondo in first reg last year. Anyway, that's only worth 1 point. So you're gonna bust your hip at camp and get perfect, because it's hard to get perfect, and you're still only gonna get 1 point. Now that 1 point could help you a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's gonna take a lot of work to get recondo. Me, not to say that you should do it. I wasn't really striving for recondo. If I pushed myself, maybe I could have got it, but you know, I'm a little bit older. Like, those things really wasn't. That wasn't like a big goal of mine, was to get recondo for 1 point. Your PMS will look at it, and that could affect them giving you more points when you get back. But more than likely, their numbers will stay the same. Like, the OML doesn't change that much when you get back from camp. So that's why I didn't see a point in me busting my a-hole and to have the potential of it not even affecting where I'm already ranked anyway. Alright, so moving along. Cadet training, extracurricular activities is worth 5 points. Now that's, you know, if you do, if you play flag football, intramural sports, dodgeball, volleyball, all those extra things you do at school, they're worth about 5 total points, depending on how many years you did it at school. Maturity and responsibility, that's worth 3 points. That's if you had a full-time job, part-time job, if you did S&P with the guard. I did all 3. I had a full-time job, and I had a part-time job, and I did S&P in the guard, and I got a lot of points in that block. So if you guys can do it, I suggest that you do it because it's worth it in the end. Now the third block in this OML model is your physical outcome. Your physical outcome, guys. This is worth, you'll be surprised, it's only worth 15%. It's only worth 15% of the total OML. So in past years, I heard your PT was worth a lot more, kind of like how the academic outcome block is worth 40 points. I've heard like years ago in the old days, the PT scores was worth a lot more, which I don't know why they changed it, but yeah, it's only worth 15% now. So as you can see here, your APFT is under that block, and they will take your fall MS3 fall semester and your MS3 spring semester. And it's 3 points each for a total of 6 points in your MS3 year. So fall semester, if you get a 300 plus PT score, you'll get the full 3 points. And same with spring. Now, I'm going to insert right now so you can see my PT score numbers on my accession sheet. And as you can see here, my PT score for my last PT score, if you look there for the spring, was a 296, guys. 296. And if you look over to the right where it says spring APFT OMS, I only got 2.85 points for a 296 PT score. So I only missed 300 by 4 points. And look how many points they gave me, only 2.85. So that's how this OML thing is weighed. Like, I thought it would be 1 for 1, meaning out of 3, I thought I would have got like a 2.96 points. Nope, it was a 2.85. Now look how bad it was. Even for the fall, I got a 283, which is it's not that bad in my fall APFT score. I got a 283. Look how many points I got for that. 2.3625 for a 283 PT score, guys. So yeah, this OML model is very jacked up. Like, it's only weighed the higher you are. So as you can see, even with my 296, you know, that was nothing. That took off 15 point. That took off almost 0.20 points. So that really pissed me off when I saw that. But anyway, you know, it's over with. What can you do? Your advanced camp PT score as well will be doubled. So whatever you get at advanced camp, so if you get a 300, you'll get 6 points, and so forth. It will be doubled. Again, your athletics. If you were in the varsity, intramural, community, team, that's worth 3 points. Actually, I messed up. So if you see the cadet, go back to the cadet training, extracurricular activities, and the leadership outcome in the second block. That is the stuff that you do for ROTC. That's not intramural, guys. Intramural goes under the physical outcomes section. So the cadet training will be like if you did color guard, you know, you were on the debate team, you were on honor guard, you know, you did, you know, Ranger challenge, all those things like that. Like, you know, you did all those extra things. You went to games and you volunteered for stuff. That's where it will be calculated there. So on the physical outcomes, that's where you'll have your varsity, intramural, and community team stuff. All right. Now, that's the rundown on the my FY19 OML model. So let's switch to the branch closeout. So obviously, when you get back from camp, they're gonna total your all your OML points, and that will determine what branch you'll be selected for. My top 3, my number 1 was cyber, my number 2 was medical services, and my number 3 was ordnance with EOD. So I volunteered for EOD, and I was selected for EOD as well, depending upon if I got ordnance. So we got our OML scores. I was somewhere around 70 OML points, somewhere right around 70. So let's go through the numbers for my top 3, and let's see why I got what I got. So for cyber, you see the closeout, the average GPA was a 3.66, I think that says 3.66. Like I said, I had a 3.86, so my GPA is looking good for that. Let's see, for the OMS range, you would have to have between a 66 OML score and an 80 to be in the running for that as well. So I looked good for that also, right? Let's see, med services. The average GPA for that one is 3.79, so I'm still doing good. The OMS for that one is you would have to be between 72 OML points and 92, right? So for that one, I would have been ineligible because I didn't have enough points. I was around 70 points. The minimum for that one was 72. So I can see why I didn't get that one. For ordnance, that was my third choice. The average GPA for that one is 3.43. And the OML, obviously, the minimum is 55 points. High was 88 points. So I had well over enough for ordnance. So there you have it. That's why I ended up getting ordnance and my EOD selection, which is my third. Ordnance was my third choice. So again, you would even though I had the numbers for cyber, they only picked 55 people. So even though I had the numbers, the 55 people they selected obviously probably would have had way more points than me, probably, and maybe a higher GPA, and scores were higher than me on the cyber test. So that's probably why I didn't get cyber. But I did have the numbers for it. I didn't have the numbers for medical services. So there you have it, guys. It's been a long video. That is how the OML is calculated, briefly, in my words. Obviously, everybody's gonna have their own analysis on it, but that's basically how I can explain the OML. I might have messed a few things up, or I might have missed something. If you guys that graduated or are in ROTC right now or commissioned already and know a little bit more, leave them in the comment box below, because my followers, they do read it and you can help them out as well. And yeah, if you have questions, leave them down in the comment box below and I'll answer them. Alright, so it's been a long video. Hopefully this helped you guys understanding the OML a lot better. Alright, that's it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get that notification when I upload new videos. Alright, that's it. In cadence, exercise.